All right, officially happy Monday. I don't know how it is already the second week or second Monday in September. It seems so crazy, but I know how many of y'all have someplace else that you could be tonight? Like another like Jen, Jen, I love you. You're like me and my feet are raised also. Like everything is up. You're here, you're doing the things, and this is what makes a difference. I know because every single time something comes up on my calendar, I will full disclosure tell you that I'm like, I could probably postpone that. I could put that off till tomorrow. I could do something different. Samantha, I love that. I'm at wrestling practice sitting in the car. I can't tell you how much like those are the moments, right? When you have someplace different that you can be, but you're plugging into your goals and your dreams. And then you take the things that we're going to talk about tonight and you put them into action. That's what creates the momentum and that's what creates the impact. And so I want to take just a second and go through some of the stuff for September that's happening, and then really dive in the next couple of weeks on the 4 pillars. So there are 4 pillars. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go through September really quick. So September, the calendar that we've all been hyping up, that we love, that we want. The way that you will get that is what we're going to talk about tonight. And the way that you're going to be able to create impact is with these things. So calendar is adding 4 people and helping anybody on your team. It does not have to be one of those 4 people. It's helping anyone on your team that has not gone silver before go silver. So if you have somebody on your team that has 2 people and they're ready to go silver and they add their third and those other 2 have their 100 PV and they go silver for the first time, that counts. I just want to make sure that everybody is clear on that the silver, the person that you help go silver by adding 3 people or helping 3 people, does not have to be one of your 4 new ones. It can be anyone across the team. So that's the first thing. The cruise, we've all been pumped about this, talking about it. We cannot wait to all be there together. I know I've even been like, I feel like my whole TikTok reels thing has all been filled with people dancing on cruise ships. I don't know if anybody else has been seeing them lately too, but I'm so pumped because those trips are just amazing. So that started September 1st. Everything is doubled this month. I am not usually a big proponent of like, hey, the hustle culture. I don't love the hustle culture in network marketing, meaning that you send like 200 messages and then you don't do anything for the next 3 weeks because you're so exhausted. That is never, ever, ever what I am preaching to you. Consistency trumps that every single day of the week. But I will tell you that this month, while there is double cruise credits, you want to be pushing, because that person that normally would give you 20 credits or 50 credits is going to give you 40 credits or 100 credits. So every single person that orders with you this month, like triplex plus 1 product, that's over 150 PV. They're giving you 100 credits this month for that. That means that somebody can come in with 13 people joining with them and earn the cruise the first month. Do you have to earn it the first month? No. Hear me loud and clear in this. We have 4 months to be able to earn this. But I don't know that they'll double credits again, right? So why would we not want to push for that? So if that's you, if that's something that you're going for, do the work. Instead of sending 5 messages, send 10. Instead of having 1 online event or 1 in-person event, Jess just did one over the weekend and she's committed to every single Thursday in September. I know Nikki has quite a few. Baker and I have been talking about a couple, and Wendy for doing stuff in person this month in our hometowns. Like, do the extra, as many pink parties as you can. We're going to talk about that stuff too. But there are seasons and there are times to push and do the extra. And that work that you do now, you might not see the fruit of for a couple of weeks. It might even be 90 days out from now. I have always heard that in network marketing, the work that you do now, and I love it as a farmer's wife, that when you plant the seed, that is not when you harvest it, right? It takes months for it to be able to grow. And so realize that when we start this, like, oh, I'm going to send 40 messages one day and then I do nothing for the next 3 weeks. And then I realize it's the end of the month and I send 40 new messages again. Like, that's why our businesses go like this. Consistency trumps that every single day. But there are seasons and there are times. So those are some of the things that are happening in Plexus right now that a lot of people are going for. Restore is starting to ship back out, I've heard. I know that some of you are asking about that. Restore, we sold a 6-month supply of Restore in 6 weeks. That is how much this product is helping people. You can still go on, you can still order it, and then they're shipping it out as it comes in and comes back into stock. So don't stop sharing that product. I know some of you are interested in that. Okay, what I started to say, if you guys have not written this down before, I did not plan a fancy PowerPoint for you guys tonight. This is just me and my heart and some notes on a notebook, because I want y'all to know that you can do this too. That this stuff does not, I love it, Mandy, that this stuff, it does not have to look like PowerPoints and presentations and lots of different things. That every single personality type can do this. And the more that you step into that leadership role, the more your businesses are going to expand too. And so if you've never written this down, your business runs on 4 pillars. If you think about this as a house, right? Or a table, let's just go with a table. Standard table has 4 legs, right? What ends up happening if you take one of those legs out, your table is going to collapse. The same thing happens in your business. If you do not have these 4 pillars, you will not have a sturdy business. And that's when the ebbs and flows start happening even more. So the 4 pillars: recruiting. You cannot have a business in this without recruiting people, right? Both for the products and for the opportunity. And we're going to talk a little bit more about each of those tonight. The next one, retention. Huge one. I get it. It is super fun to bring people in. But if we are not retaining them and doing the customer work afterwards, it is a hamster wheel that you will never get off of. You can go silver, you can go senior silver, you can go gold, you can go senior gold. But if you are not retaining those people and they are going out as fast as they are coming in, you will never really grow. You want a staggering statistic that I just got from our virtual assistant today? I was having her send messages and emails to our team about the step challenge. Guess how many people on our team did not order last month? I wanted to vomit. 1,700 people on our team did not order last month in Plexus. That is a lot of people. That ends up happening when we don't have retention. And that means if that's happening in our big numbers, that's happening in each of your teams too. How many of y'all get into your back office and you see people with no subscriptions and no orders? And it's like, boo, what did I do? Well, sometimes they're just going to fall off. Nikki's like, every single time we get on a coaching call, we go through this, right? Like, it happens. Not everybody is going to stay. But if you're bringing people in and we're not retaining them and doing the customer care work, we just shouldn't bring them in, right? If we're not willing to do the messages after. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So recruiting, retaining. Next thing, we were just talking about this with Ashley, Mandy, D, and I. Duplication. If we're bringing people in and we're retaining them, that's awesome. But if you want a business that's a legacy business, you've got to help them duplicate. It gets money in their pockets. Their products are free. It creates time freedom. We have to duplicate. Is that easy always? Heck no. It's not. Is it worth it? Yes. Is it necessary? Absolutely. So recruiting, retention, duplication, leadership. If people don't know where we're going, they're not following us, right? If I wasn't passionate about this, y'all wouldn't get on here. We have to have those 4 things. Your team did not join me. They didn't join Jess. They didn't join Nikki. They didn't join Mina. They didn't join Angie. They didn't join Mandy. They didn't join they joined them, not me, is what I was trying to say. Sorry. Like they join you. You have to show that leadership. That does not mean you have to get on a Zoom, right? But your excitement breeds excitement. If you aren't posting, if you're not reaching out, if you're not messaging, if you're not following up, they're not going to be excited about it either. If you're not telling them about the calendar, if you're not telling them about the cruise, if you're not filling them into the step challenge, that's part of your leadership. They're looking to you. They're not looking to me. They don't know me. I'm just a text message number that they hit reply stop to because they haven't really fully connected to me yet. That's just the truth of it, right? They're looking to you. So recruiting, retention, duplication, leadership. Those are the 4 things in our businesses that we have to have. It starts with recruiting, right? If you are not recruiting, you can't retain people, you can't help them duplicate, and you can't lead them anywhere. And I know based on our numbers on our team that that is an area that we need help with. It is the 9th of the month. We have thousands of people on our team. And so far right now, full vulnerability and disclosure, we have added 9 people to our team this month. That is not even 1 per person that's on here right now. I don't say that as a shame game. I have had months in the first couple of weeks where I haven't added people either. I say that because if you have not added somebody yet this month and we're 9 days into it, you're not going to likely, I'm a math teacher by trade, reach the goal of 4 that you have. And that also means that you probably haven't helped somebody yet go silver or start to go silver. The trickle down effect then, right, is that we're not earning the calendar. We're not going on the cruise. We're not going to create that legacy business. Straight talking right at you and to me too. Because what ends up happening every single month for the majority of us, how many of us, the September 1st came, we saw the calendar and we saw the cruise and we were like, yes, me, I am on there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to earn it. And I'm going to do it all today. I do that. I'm like, I want somebody to go silver today. I want this to happen and I'm going to earn the cruise by tomorrow. And then my kids need me. And at some point I have to sleep. And then I need to drive into, right? Like there's all these different things that happen. And then the next day comes and we're like, oh, I'm going to do this today. And I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And the motivation slowly starts to trickle because we start to tell ourselves that we can't do it. I don't want that for any one of you. But what I do want is for every single one of us to have an honest conversation with where we're at and what we have to do. Because if we haven't added anybody yet this month, if we haven't helped anybody yet this month, then what we're doing right now is probably not working. Everybody feel me on that? Are you ready to like reach through and be like, hey, I don't really love the straight talk that you're giving me right now? Here's the deal. The conversations need to start and then they need to keep on happening. And we have to remove our feelings from the conversation. And I know that that's very hard for a lot of us. But what I want you to do right now is I want everybody to think of somebody that you want to share Plexus with, that you maybe have before or have not. I don't know, just first person that pops to your mind. If I were to challenge you right now to go and share Plexus with that person, if I were to say you have 30 seconds, go send them a message. I want you to pop in the chat right now 3 adjectives, how you feel. If you think about messaging that person, how do you feel? What thoughts are elicited? What emotions are elicited when you think about sharing with them? I love these. Oh, these are so good. Okay. Samantha, excited, nervous, anxious. Robin, nervous. D, rejection. Ash, determined, excited, anxious. Okay, common themes, right? Is it normal to feel anxious? I love that too, Mandy. Anxious, but compassion and love. Guess what emotion normally ends up winning out? The negative. I'm going to go dork science brain on you for a second. But y'all know that when you feel a negative emotion, your cells in your body, literally, I've told some of y'all this before, your cells in your body do not vibrate on as high of a frequency. And so when you go to message that person, like if I'm going to go message Robin and I'm super nervous, I'm super anxious, I'm kind of sad, I'm feeling like I'm going to get rejected, guess what? My message to her, number one, probably normally doesn't happen because I don't 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 it like Ashley was just talking about on our last call. Normally it's like, oh yeah, I'll do this later. Let me go fold socks because anything feels better than that, right? What if you take yourself out of the equation? I know that this is a hard question to kind of answer. Why do you feel anxious, nervous, rejected in that thought process? Is that thought about you, or is that thought about them? Right? Deanna's like, ooh, it's about me. I am worried in those moments, and I get it, y'all, because I do this too. I do it even with some of you. Like when I'm on a coaching call with you guys, or we're even talking like this, I guarantee you I will get off of this call and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I wonder if they still like me. I was kind of rude and I was a little blunt and I probably like stepped on some toes and maybe they're never going to talk. Like y'all know me. I could start crying right now if I keep going down that rabbit trail because I love people to love me. It's who I am. And I've done a lot of coaching around this for myself. Because when somebody is negative to us, like, what do we want to do? Run and hide and jump in a hole. Is that just me? I don't know. Like, I don't love feeling that way. Right. But are y'all making me feel that way right now? No. I am making it completely about me and not about you guys if I stay in that emotion. And so I want you guys, every single time you're going into a message with anybody, every single time you're going into a post with somebody, Mandy, you had it exactly, right? What are they going to think about me? Flip that thought process. And this is what I do with every single person now. If I don't send this message, what are they going to miss out on? And if I'm not bold with this person, what am I holding them back from? It completely changes it because now it is no longer about me, right? It is no longer about, oh my gosh, what if somebody doesn't like me? It's, oh my gosh, what if Baker is going to have another 11-day migraine because I wasn't finally bold with her? Like, you got to do this. Like, this is not just a thing that you do with products. If we keep making it about us, the messages don't get sent, the retention can't happen, and the duplication doesn't happen either. Number one reason we don't send business messages, why? Because we don't want to seem salesy and we don't want to be pushy. Instead, what if I get to help somebody have $500 extra this month and now they don't have to worry about what they're going to buy at the grocery store? When you can play those games in your brain and start thinking fact, not feeling, it will change everything with how you reach out and how you recruit with people. This is a repeat for Mandy and Dee. We were just talking through with this. If you're sending a message to somebody that's like, hey, join my team for $9.95, like the negative, nobody's doing it. But when you are trying, and maybe we even change the name recruiting, like reach outs, changing lives, making an impact. Recruiting even sounds salesy to me. But when you're reaching out to somebody, if you just simply say, and I want all of you to write this down because it changes the whole tone of the message. When somebody pops into your mind, somebody likes a post, somebody you see, like somebody is talking over and over and over again about their allergies, how tired they are, their migraines, they don't want to go to work today. Your first line of your message to them, hey, I don't know if anybody has ever taken the time to reach out to you about this, but I saw your post. I thought about you because. And just in case nobody has ever taken the time, I want to be that person. Because somebody took the time for me and it changed my world. It immediately, if I get a message like that, or when I send a message like that, not everybody responds because they might not be in that time frame or that space. But it immediately takes it from, man, I'm so worried about what they're going to think about me, to I know that my heart is in the right space in this. Are we selling things to people? Yes. Do we get sold to every single day? Yes. That is what the world runs on. And I can promise you, if it is not you selling them something that can change their world and actually heal their body, Dunkin' Donuts is going to do it. Starbucks is going to do it. Walmart is going to do it. Why not you? Why not you being able to be the catalyst that's going to change something for somebody else? But it will never be us if we don't stop making it about us. And the worry and the feeling that we get if somebody ignores us. Somebody's going to ignore you. Somebody probably is even going to talk bad about you. Does it suck? Yep, I hate it too. But at the end of the day, and y'all have heard this, but I want you to believe it, when you lay down your head at night, those thoughts of other people are not paying your bills. They're not fulfilling your heart, and they're not the community that you need and want in your life. But the right people will be if you're willing to reach out and you're willing to stay consistent. So those feelings that you put there, if you were to use that type of a message and personalize it to them, hey, I don't know if somebody's ever reached out to you about this, but I want to be that person that reaches out. How does that change? Now put in the chat, how does that change the feeling that you have surrounding a message? Go ahead and drop something different in there if it's different for you. And if not, we can talk through that too. Yeah, I love that. Mandy, Joy. Robin, I love that. Trying to change your mindset before you send a message because people can feel it, right? You wouldn't be in this business if you didn't genuinely care about people. So let people see that and stop stopping yourself. Because I know every single one of you on here knows more people than you have invited in the last 6 months or 60 days or 6 days. But if we're not sending the message to people, we can't recruit them, and then we can never get to the other pillars. And as a team, as a whole, when we see breaks in those legs on our table, we've got to address them, right? And it starts with the recruiting piece and how many messages you're sending out and what you're attracting in. This is a numbers business, and we all know that. Whether we want to really dive into it, that's another thing. But if you're only sending one message like once a week, probably not going to make it on the cruise, right? Probably not going to build the legacy business that you want to build. If you want to have a hobby you're more than welcome to here. I love this business because nobody's pressuring you to do it. But I guarantee you, out of all of y'all that raised your hands that you had someplace else to be tonight, you chose to click on this Zoom because you want more out of this, or you would have gone and done the other things. So now it's what you decide to put into this for the rest of the month. Because I want you where you want to be and those goals and those dreams that you have. So fact, not feeling, okay? This month, some things as we close, and then I'll stay on for a couple minutes if you guys have questions. While you're doing this, while you're sending that message, we have the step challenge. I am going to challenge every single one of you in the next 24 hours, send at least 10 messages about the step challenge, at least 10. If you have somebody on your team that has not ordered, they are a prime candidate for it. And be vulnerable and honest with people. One of the messages that I'm using, hey, I know that life gets crazy busy over the summer and we fall off routine. I do it too. This month, it's a perfect time. We've got a step challenge happening. Are you interested in getting consistent again to reach the goal XYZ that you had? Use the step challenge to reach out to people. That's why we do these. So you've got the step challenge. We've got those pink parties that we've been posting about, the 15-minute event. You know, any night of the week, it's 15 minutes. You get to help your team do them. Or if you want one specifically for you, so Jen, if you want one specifically for you again, Robin or I will help you do it, right? You can do them any night of the week, and then it's just for you and your team. Utilize those events. Do not wait for the fish to jump in your boat. The more that you put out there is what you will get back in this. But we have to stop making it about us. Okay, so step challenge, we've got the calendar, we've got the cruise. You can reach out to your team about every single one of those things. If you have not specifically had a conversation yet with your team about each of those things, that's where you start with them. You cannot get to the retention and the duplication piece, and we're going to talk through them more in depth, without having them. If you have not, and I know we've got 1 minute, if you have not watched the video with Sadie Hershoe on her system that we've been going through for actual recruiting, like the steps, once you get in there, once you send that message and somebody messages us back and they're like, yeah, sure, I'd love to hear more. And then what do? We're like, what do I do now? Right, Robin? Like, I still do it 9 years in because we get so excited. But that video is simplicity to the T. And so if you have not watched that, that's the system that we're using. We're putting people in 3-way chats. But a lot of us aren't even getting to use this system because we're not sending the messages and we're not helping our team send the message. So that's where we want to start and focus this week. 10 messages in the next 24 hours. And when you have those 10 messages, sending that, hey, I just want to be able to be the person that reaches out in case nobody else has, and tell them why, edify them. 10 messages in the next 24 hours. How many of you are up for it? All right, well, let's do it. I'll stay on for a second if anybody has any questions, but I'll stop the recording. I cannot wait to see the impact that this starts to make. All right, good night, everybody.